G'day everyone, this is Jill, also known as GeniAus from Down Under, and today I've gathered a few foreign friends with me for a little bit of a chat. They're first timers at Rootstech, and they've all travelled a fair distance to come here. For whatever reason I don't know, but we're going to find out. And we're also going to find out how they feel, have a little evaluation nearly after the event. So I'm going to introduce to you first, we have Hilary from Wales, Taz from Australia, and Pauline from a long distance away from Taz, but also from Australia. So, Hilary, you came from Wales. Why did you come to Rootstech?
I wanted to meet up face to face with all these people that I've been hanging out with online through Google Hangouts.
Okay.
And I wanted to witness this awesome conference that I've only ever seen live streamed, and I thought it's going to be so much better on the ground.
We'll find out shortly what you thought of it. Taz, you're very young. You don't fit the demographic, well, except for today you do, because it's family day, but you don't fit the normal demographic. For Rootstech, what made you come along?
It was actually a friend of my parents who suggested that I might like to attend. And I didn't know what it was when I first heard about it. So I had to do a bit of homework about, what goes on here. And it was really exciting to learn what Rootstech could offer me. And I had a look at all the classes and things and keynotes, and they all sounded really interesting. So that's why. Yeah.
So you haven't been doing family history for 50 years like some of the people that are here. How long have you had an interest in family history?
This would be my 5th year.
5th?
Yeah, actively researching. I think a few months before that I might have heard about the concept, but the first experience I had was in year 2, a really basic genealogy thing. But then in year 6 was my main.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so since then you've been hooked?
Yeah.
Well and truly?
Yeah.
Thank you. Pauline, you're one of my online mates.
I am.
It took us a while to meet, didn't it?
It did indeed.
But conference has given us an opportunity. So why did you come to Rootstech?
Well, I suppose because we've been online mates and I've been hearing from all of my junior blogger friends how fantastic Rootstech is, all the opportunities to put real-life faces to the names, hear all these amazing speakers that we've heard, and see this incredible expo with all the resources that we've got here. So it's great fun.
Yeah, you come from rather an isolated area, don't you?
I do. I live in the top end of Australia in Darwin, so it's very isolated, and so it's a great chance to hang out with people that I know virtually and now I know in the real world.
You're getting your hit.
I am getting a hit to keep me going for a few months.
Hilary, how did you come to genealogy?
I first, my husband's father gave us a suitcase when he moved out of his house. And inside that suitcase, which had belonged to his grandfather, there were some certificates. And I was intrigued as to who these certificates were for. So I started doing some searching, and I've also searched on my side. My father passed away, and I think that was the impetus to do more on my side of the family, because I knew these people were disappearing.
Okay. Taz, is this your first genealogy conference?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
What a conference to come to. So what have your impressions been? Are you disappointed?
No.
I shouldn't really ask that, should I? So what have you got out of it? And just tell us what you feel about Rootstech now that you've experienced it.
Well, we had a nice holiday beforehand, so that was a good lead up to this. When I came here, I was just really, I think the building was the first notable thing I saw, and I was pretty impressed. And then when I walked inside, I wasn't disappointed. So the first thing I did was collect our passes, and thank goodness we did it at that time, because the next day it was chaos. But on Thursday when it started, the first thing we did was come into the expo hall and have a look around all the stalls, the booths, and yeah, that was really fun. I spent a few hours chatting to people about various things, so yeah.
You've become quite the media star at Rootstech overnight because of your demographic. Have you been to any talks that have really ignited a fire in you, a passion in you, or taught you something?
The Bennett Greenspan did a talk on a DNA. He hosted a DNA class, and I went to that, and I learned a lot about, the Y DNA, the mitochondrial, and the autosomal. I knew a little bit about DNA from science and biology, but that was really interesting because we're trying to solve a family mystery. One of my great-grandmothers was adopted, and we know who her adoptive parents were, but not her biological. So we're trying to solve that at the moment.
Okay, all right. Now, Pauline, we've only got a couple of minutes to go. Tell me, what have you got out of Rootstech? What's your impression?
I've indulged in a lot of genetic genealogy, so I really feel like I've got a much better handle on it and I'm not so completely confused. How could anyone not mention Tan Lee's talk as a good Aussie? It was
proud Aussies.
So emotional, so impressive, so inspiring. And a lot of the various talks about standards have been really, really good to help you focus on the quality of your research.
Hilary, have you got anything to tell us in our final minute?
Oh, it was so great meeting up with somebody that had Welsh ancestors. I actually managed to get a photograph with Donny Osmond. So
yes, we got photos with Donny Osmond. It was wonderful. So thank you to the three of us. I wish we had an hour, but they don't give us an hour. Thank you for sharing your thoughts about Rootstech, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to join me here in the studio.